Coming up, KJ, and the awesome speech Donald Trump gave in Wisconsin yesterday.
Now choose to perish or to learn.
Pamela Geller, Atlas shrugs. Pretty amazing that the British Prime Minister is bragging about banning Pamela Geller.
Yeah. I mean, considering the fact that she did it at a Conservatives for Israel lunch, a huge lunch, 800 people, hundreds of parliamentarians. It's shocking, particularly because, the whole truth has come to light. First of all, she said that she had banned me from entering the UK because of Islamophobia, that I'm an Islamophobe. So now opposing jihad terror is Islamophobic. Mind you, the British government has had to deploy SAS, which is an elite fighting force, on the streets of the UK to guard Christmas shoppers. Is that Islamophobic? And we know that this is a lie behind, that she said at this luncheon that I was banned because I'm Islamophobic, because I sued the Crown to challenge the ban, and under the Duty of Candor Act, we received the documents, many of the documents behind the ban, and what was cited most often was my support for Israel, that I was a quote-unquote Zionist, and I was a huge supporter of Israel. But former presidents, you'll notice they didn't say Obama, former presidents and many Americans apparently shared my sentiments. So they said, publicly, we're not going to say that. This is in the documents released in the Duty of Candor. And, of course, I ran this and screenshotted the documents. But, look, Theresa May was not elected. Theresa May was sort of slipped in there after Cameron lost Brexit. And here you have Theresa May, who has opposed Brexit until it won. And in my opinion, what we see now, they're seeking to undermine the will of the British people. And so I do hope she gets voted out. But, wouldn't it have been wonderful for Theresa May when she got in on this wave, this crest of freedom? Because that's how she got in. It was the Brexit vote, which was really a vote for freedom. That's all that really was, people choosing freedom. That she would release the ban. Because understand that not only has she banned me and she's banned Robert Spencer, but she's allowed jihad preachers, these inciting to jihad, inciting to hate and violence preachers in unchecked, while banning Christian leaders from Iraq and Syria, heroic bishops. So now we really see that the UK is operating almost as a de facto Islamic state. This is enforcing Sharia. This is under the Sharia. You cannot criticize Islam. And so she's banning people that are critical of the brutal and ideology that subjugates and oppresses people the world over. So yeah, it was I had to laugh, although it's, as Bugs Bunny said, it's to laugh, it's to cry, when she made these outrageous statements yesterday, and she's getting a lot of blowback from it, and deservedly so. It's absolute cowardice. You are caving to the violent intimidation of jihadis, and what is that going to get you? It's going to get you more jihad.
Yeah, it's amazing. So when it comes to this ban, what exactly happens with you? How does that work? What exactly, can you not go to Britain, or
not only can I not go to Britain, but get this. No, the short answer to your question is no. I cannot go to Britain. I can't even do a layover in Britain. If I have to fly somewhere, and you know how, you can't fly directly to many places, Heathrow is a huge, hub for layovers. I can't even do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And understand, I've never been arrested. I've never advocated for violence. The whole body of my work is predicated on the premise of freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and individual rights. My work with Muslim women goes completely unnoticed. No one's interested in that because it doesn't fit into their narrative. I'm not against people. I'm against an ideology. I'm against a supremacist ideology that suppresses and oppresses, subjugates, gender apartheid, creed apartheid. Yeah, I'm against that and proudly against it. But this is the state of the world today, Jamie, that we're living in.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, and so ultimately what will happen is, what do you do? Just basically, you have to have the ban lifted, or is this a permanent thing? I mean, because I know they did that to Michael Savage too, right?
Yeah, they did it to Michael Savage. He didn't challenge it, and he saved $50,000. Okay, because it was so pointless. I mean, everything was dismissed on technicalities. I mean, we really were never heard. Our case was really never heard. I think it expires every 3 to 5 years, but I guess we wait to have it lifted. Although I will say that I really wonder if I would even want to go. I mean, who would want to go to a country that bans freedom fighters? I mean, it's like, would I want to go to Saudi Arabia? Would I want to go to Iran? Would I want to go to a place that clearly is has an anti-Semitic policy? Because if you read the documents, you see it was because I was very pro-Israel, but they didn't want to say that. And it also bears noting that in the documents it showed that they did check with the Obama administration. They did. They wanted to make sure that it was okay. And the Obama administration said absolutely. So you see, even our own president wouldn't stand up for Americans. Just further proof of his anti-Americanism, his anti-freedom, and his hatred for all that is, that is the foundation of this country. Whatever he thinks of me, I mean, I know what he thinks of my work because he said so at the UN. The future does not belong to those that slander the Prophet of Islam. Well, I guess that includes me in there.
Yeah, right. I mean, no doubt about it. Well, good luck, and I guess it's a badge of honor.
Yes.
I have to say, Pamela, and British can have their stuff. They can go ahead and let themselves be overrun, and we know that they'll go the way of the rest of Europe, and it's their lot. They're living in it. They created it.
Yeah, it's a pity because you saw that the people during Brexit, you saw that they want freedom. They want it out. Everybody said, like the Trump. Everybody said it would never happen. That it would never pass, and so on and so forth. And now they're seeking to undermine the people. So it's an interesting thing to watch.
No doubt about it.
It is. How that all falls out, and how the other countries look at my friend, my colleague, Herr Wilders, the Dutch parliamentarian. He was found guilty this week. He was found guilty of violating the Sharia, of quote-unquote hate speech.
Wow.
Because he said that he wanted to stop immigration into the country, no more Moroccans, and so on. And they convicted him. That's Sharia. So, this is what when America needs an example to look to, we need to look to Europe, because that's where we're going. Although I now take that back because Trump was elected.
Right on.
It's not going to happen under Trump.
Right on. Pamela Geller, always great to talk to you. Appreciate your insight and your bravery, your continued courage. Thank you, dear.